I got tired of riding solo, y'all. So we had to get the band back together, man. You know, I had to get Voltron because I am not enough to combat such bullshit. I am not enough. Obviously, I'm not enough. And I know it might seem like
just saying you need help because they was out
here
like
man, man. I need some help, man. Shit, I need a corner man. I need somebody in the corner. You know what I'm saying? You know, a fighter, when he get in the ring, he got the corner man and then he got the cut man. You know what I'm saying? They got some people in there helping them with the fight. So I'm in a fight. I got a corner man. I need a cut man. I need all that. We gonna talk about the movie centers.
Yes.
We got to talk about Shay. And then there's another element that there's another thing that me and Sam was working on that we kind of just got our feelings hurt with an idea we had. We had an idea to work on a very specific type project, but we got our feelings hurt. But let's get the elephant in the room out the way. All things bullshit with this Shay fallout. and for me at this point, I'll just say this, it's not even about him. It's about his nephews. And you know who you are. If you caping for this month, you are a nephew. You are one of the nephews. Because again, it's not all about him. It's about this mindset or lack thereof. I can't seem to understand how adult males don't see how this is not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? The age of the young lady, the fact, his stature, his position in the world, his means and money, all that good stuff. What he could have done different to possibly prevent such a fallout, right? All the things, and then there's the, like I said, his nephews are in the background caping for him, saying dumb shit like, I'll give one of the points. One of the ones that I've come across is, you could do everything right and it could still happen to you.
I mean, yeah, but it's highly
which we
unlikely.
know. There's the key word. See, we do know as adults that you could be doing everything right and something bad can't happen. But what you know and understand as a responsible adult is that you do as many things right as you possibly can to mitigate disaster. That is what responsibility somewhat entails. So one of my arguments is that he could have done so many things different for this not to even be an issue. And I believe, I'm going to say I know for a fact, that there are same world of work that do things that we would probably most likely, but they do stuff and they keep it, they find a way to keep it over there. I guarantee you, and I'm gonna let y'all go, I guarantee you there's somebody at ESPN that works for Disney, that's a big star, that makes millions, who regularly entertains 23-year-old, 22-year-old, maybe even 21-year-old escorts, and they probably pay $10,000 per weekend.
No.
And we will never hear about
it. Ain't no escort. She ain't no escort. Let's call it what it is. What is it? She's a pretty much an internet hooker. Let's be real.
No.
Wait, actual
I'm
escorts?
saying they go through. Yeah, they go through. Yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about the girl. I'm not talking about her. No. Yeah. What I'm saying is there are men who do what they do, but they pay the top dollar up front. They will pay $10,000 to spend a weekend with somebody, so they don't have to worry about the fallout on the back end. I don't understand why he couldn't, at the very least, did that shit.
Man, in the wise words of Victor Sweets, you pay to hold to leave.
For real talk.
So basically,
real talk.
You know, Victor said, I asked for out-of-town shooters, but you gave me in-town shooters. And what comes with in-town shooters is in-town problems. So that's why he said that he used the analogy, you pay to hold a leave. So basically,
yeah,
you pay that money for the discretion. They have an understanding of their services, and they understand why they're being paid and what the services are that they are to render in order to receive that payment. And they abide by it.
Yes.
But when you go out here and start pulling things off the internet, they don't have any set rules. Other than you pay me, and whatever comes out of that, whether good or bad, it is what it is. You know, feelings get involved, expectations is introduced unbeknownst to the person that's paying until it blows up in his face. So you have other motives that's undisclosed. That's what you get when you like, nigga, you dealing with in-town shooters.
And to your point, when you said those other motives, unbeknownst to you, when I've never procured an escort in my life. I've never had the kind of money that would even. I got too much of an ego. You know, I would be one of these old dudes. Let me tell you how I would get in trouble. I'd be the 56-year-old getting in trouble because I still think I got it to pull. So I ain't gonna spend no money. So I'd be embarrassing myself by being the old dude in the club more than I'd be the dude getting shook down for money. I'd be the old dude in the club thinking I still look as good as I did when I was 30. That would be me. Yeah, that's maybe where my ego would be. But if those escort services, there's a company behind them. There's somebody you can follow up with.
They have non-disclosure
and you can hit them with a lawsuit.
They have contracting agreements where specific services are rendered. There's a whole indemnification clause in the agreement.
You give them a list of
arbitration is in the agreement. Like, what bugs me is you have a man with money operating like a man with none. And it's like,
thank you.
It's like there you can want to be real, and I love that for him. I do. You can be real without being real stupid, because you are a black man. You already have black man problems because you're a black man. You're a rich black man, which in a lot of people's mindset they think, well, a rich black man is worth more than a poor black man. Absolutely not. Rich black man got double the problems because now he's double the target. So you're a black man, you're a rich black man. You an old black man. You triple the target, fool. And you don't have a concept of reality. Meaning outside of sports. And even if you listen to him doing Club Shay, and I love watching Club Shay, but
I hate
terrible.
watching that shit. I was just telling him I don't even watch it. Terrible. He is terrible. I'm telling you,
kind of playing.
Hold on.
He just be talking, like having a conversation. And it's like, if you're just doing a regular podcast, that's great. But when you're interviewing people in this manner, you have to come prepared and prepped with certain things. And them little cards he using ain't cutting it. So he's not the best at that. At sports, he's great. Outside of sports, what else is he doing?
And then hold on. And hold on. Then there's Nightcap. Anybody. He says he's on there saying some dumb shit.
Oh, that's the with Ocho Cinco?
I don't.
Yeah, he be on there with some craziness.
Now, I would say this. I don't want to paint myself as superior, but there are certain sports shows that I'll indulge in. One that I like, one commentator that I prefer is Marcellus Wiley. He's a former NFL player, a Columbia graduate, summa cum laude. He's a very brilliant black man. Y'all wouldn't like him, though. Most of y'all nephews would not like him. Y'all wouldn't. He's married. He's responsible. He actually has some really good sense. He's actually a critical thinker. He doesn't just jump on every viral moment and interview everybody. He's not trying to shoot the fade with nobody. He don't want to go. He ain't talking about popping the trunk in case something go left. He don't speak in that manner. He don't talk none of that crazy shit that sounds good to the YNs. None of that. See, Shay wants to also play like he's a YN. Now I think he's actually a YN playing like a unk. He's really a YN. That's what he is.
You're not wrong.
He dressed like him. He tried to talk like him. He tried to walk like him, and he tried to date and lay up under who they should be with. Yeah. He's really y'all's dumb big cousin. He is not an unk. No matter how you can't. And the nephews, you nephews are even more of an embarrassment because all y'all want to do is live vicariously through these caricatures because y'all look at what they get to do and y'all wish it was you. That's it. Feel how you want to feel about it. All of y'all mascots, y'all live vicariously through them. I'm judging you. I'm mocking you. I will mock. Listen, my new move, I'm mocking everything, everybody, all the time, men and women alike. Women just usually don't give me as much, man. Because I'm not a woman, it doesn't resonate with me as much. I mean, mocking women just doesn't.
Women aren't getting sued like this that. Though, because it happens. We have a lot of old women out here being stupid too, but
doing dumb shit.
It goes back to the whole like they say, side dudes are better than side chicks. Men keep their mouth closed. Men they get their money, whatever they about to get out of sis. They probably extorting old girl. And she breaking that bread off because at the end of the day, she paying him to go away as much as she can. She ain't going to court about it. You know why she ain't going to court about it? It's not just that men keep their mouth shut. It's that men don't like paperwork. Men don't legit. Men do not like doing paperwork.
We hate paperwork.
So the whole like court systems and stuff, men don't like doing it, and it's not even a racial thing. Men of any race, they don't like doing paperwork.
That's a man. That's a man thing.
So they're not even going to the court to sue. They ain't talking to no lawyers, no nothing. You can barely get a guy out here get hit by a car going to talk to Ken Massey and Motlink and them. He get hit by a car and can't work, but he won't sue nobody. So no, it just doesn't happen as much to women in a public manner. It happens, just nowhere near to this extent.
Yeah.
Which is why men have to be even more careful. Like, why you don't have
even
an
louder
NDA,
about
baby?
mocking them?
Why you ain't got an NDA out here?
And wait, and we got to be louder about mocking them.
Yes, you do. Agreed.
We should mock them all day long. I'm smoking this Shannon Sharp pack until I OD. OD.
And I love that. You know why? Because that's the only way you can hold people accountable for being fools. Bring back shame.
Yeah.
Bring back shame.
Immediately.
Because that's what it boils down to. People have been operating with like impunity. Like, I'm just gonna go out here and do whatever because I'm gonna get my viral moment. There's gonna be people that agree with me. There's gonna be people that disagree with me. But bad press is still press, right? Mock these fools.
Yep.
Mock them. Because if it was a woman, like everybody's talking about, well, Tracy Ellis Ross in the same boat. No, she ain't.
No, y'all and you idiots and these false equivalencies. Y'all are idiots. Stop reaching with false equivalencies. The false equivalency. Go ahead and go on the Tracy Ellis Ross one.
Tracy Ellis, number one, ain't out here dating people that can't even buy liquor. Number two, she ain't got nobody off no OnlyFans. Number three, you don't even know who she dating because don't nobody tell her business. So that means sis got her business together on that. Number four, you wouldn't have even known she date young dudes until she opened her mouth. So again, she got her business. She opened her
mouth. That's the fourth.
She got her business handled. You got Shay. What? This the second time we had a sex tape last year, wasn't it? Or the year before last?
It's always some shit.
Like, sir, you're right. He not He ain't even the stupid big cousin.
No,
like that
he just can't get right.
That his mama and them would never home, so he come over to the house to eat because they ain't never cooked. That's That's him.
He is literally can't get right. He can't get right. That's who he is.
Like you risking your whole livelihood
and all
over somebody whose vagina ain't even fully like built yet. She's still going through puberty, sir. And now she about to get you for 50 million.
She still got tissue crumbs in it. She don't even know how to take that off.
she don't even use wet wipes yet. She ain't graduated to wet wipes.
She's still wiping back the front
with one ply.
Like, this girl ain't even fully developed mentally, and she was mentally developed enough to know, let me fleece this old man for $50 million. You up here, well, I need to talk to the people and let them know everything was consensual and it was not my intention. Sir, go shut up and sit down. Go sit down.
And here's the even more. This is the other craziest thing. This is one of the biggest simp fails of all time. And every one of you red pill, manosphere, He-Man, woman hater types ought to be y'all should be up clowning this dude. Not one of you, not some of you. Every last single one of y'all that believe in that bullshit should be clowning him. Didn't Kevin Samuels even tell y'all dummies that y'all supposed to get escorts anyway? I know for a fact he did. I know he did.
He did. But no, y'all just love to see a black man fall.
They love.
No, I like to mock a fool. I like to mock fools, period. I mean, man, do you know how much time me and Sam spend on the phone mocking ourselves for the dumb shit we've done and do? Look. Oh my God. It's hilarious to me. That's why I can do it so freely. Easily.
Ooh, man. I don't know.
We have to do better. He has to do better. And men, y'all got to be wiser. There's no excuse. There's nothing that anybody can tell me to justify his dumb shit. So, it is not justifiable.
I'm trying to contemplate why the red pill community came out in support so bad. And I think it really has to do with this is a white girl.
Only
I really think that.
Oh yeah. Boy, what you not finna tell them? Let me tell you what you not finna tell them. You ain't finna tell them that white women ain't the safest place for them to lay their big nappy black heads. You better not tell them that. Boy, you tell them that. Boy, if you tell them that the only woman that can fleece them and get them fucked over is black, anybody other than black, well, you boy,
and I think that's the problem, because it's like they're being faced with, oh wait, it can happen that way too. And it's like, this ain't even the first instance, so I don't know why y'all surprised.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's one of those really weird phenomenon that the red pill community deals with, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, one of these days, I really want to sit down and talk with a couple of them, like really explain to me where the thought process comes from, because I want to understand. I do, so I can mock them openly. That's why I want to understand.
Yeah.
I can't properly mock if I don't get it. So that's y'all though.
Man, it's embarrassing. Because them old phrases like, you know better, you do better. When you older, you too old. You too old for that. Remember when your parents, your grandparents said, you too old for that. Mm-hmm. That was implying that you had lived long enough and learned enough while living to know not to have a certain particular fuck ups. You know, this is not like an average person making their first couple of $1 million out of nowhere, not knowing how to handle taxes. See, that's a situation that you don't mock. Because if all of a sudden I got a couple of $1 million, and if I don't know who to talk to and say, hey, I need to get my tax, I need to do some stuff right so I don't owe these people, then that's a lesson learned. But if I go through that, and then in 10 years, I got to learn that same lesson again, there is no sympathy or empathy for it, and it should not be. We don't owe none of that. We don't owe a single bit of that. He don't qualify for sympathy and empathy. And the nephews, y'all, fortunately for some of y'all will never have the opportunity to even go down this path because y'all ain't gonna ever have the money to do it. Y'all damn sure ain't got nothing else that's gonna qualify y'all or put y'all in a situation to do it. Because you missed the opportunity when you were young to get somebody young. Now you old wishing you can get somebody young, but you ain't got enough money to get somebody young. So the only way you're gonna get somebody young is if you use the money and go overseas like your passport bros, which I'm all for. Just take your ass on, go goodbye, do that, and do it that way. So most of y'all will never have to worry about this kind of fallout. All y'all mostly got to worry about is just not impregnating the wrong woman. That's what most of y'all, and so far, a lot of y'all are doing good at that. I give credit
because ain't nobody giving them
majority
none.
of y'all are not, and that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason too. Because if y'all was getting laid, y'all might mess up doing that.
It
too.
Would.
Them niggas too angry to get laid.
They need to listen to some R&B.
No, they don't need to listen to R&B. That's worse. Because then that's going to remind them they really ain't getting none. What they really need to do is like self-reflect. Anybody out here now having problems dating, it's highly likely that it's you, not the dating, not who you're dating.
And that's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay to acknowledge that it's you, because once you acknowledge that it's you or that you have a big part in it, then you can actually fix it. Like when you know where the goddamn leak is coming from, guess what? You go fix the leak, and then you ain't got puddles.
Nah, them niggas don't fix
it. These are not complex concepts. This is why I'm saying Skynet and Ultron and the iRobots, all of them were right. Every last movie, because I used to always wonder, man, why they always want to kill us off, man? Is we that bad? Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Now, I would prefer if they can calculate and isolate those of you that are that dumb, but I'm actually to the point where, you know what, to just start just start over from scratch. You know how when you spend all that time baking that cake and it smells good and you do some stuff to it and you put the icing on it and you get that cake, and I'm not a baker, but I've known bakers that do this, and they do everything, they thought they did everything right, and then they take a bite of that cake and they got to throw it in the trash. And the way I've come to understand, they say, is because when you're a baker, you have to get everything right. There's no fixing it after the fact because all the ingredients, everything's baked in and cooked in. So you got to take the whole cake, throw it out, and start from scratch. Humanity needs to be thrown out and started from scratch. Me and the pastor down there was talking about who was that? Lot. Who was that was trying to negotiate on the behalf of human beings, saying that, Lord, let me just find a few of them, and if I can just find one, please spare the city. Well, who was that?
That was Lot. Story? Sodom and Gomorrah.
That was Lot. Yeah, Sodom and goddamn Gomorrah. Listen, God let him waste all his time. God said, I'm gonna be here forever, so I ain't worried about it. Go find who you need to find. You find me one person in that city worth saving, I won't nuke the city. Lot kept on going back, and Lot finally came up and said, damn, you let me waste all my time, Lord. Go ahead and kill these ignorant some bitches. Get them up out of here. And that's a real pessimistic way of looking at it. I know some of y'all fellas are good. Y'all ain't all Shay's nephews. You know what I'm saying?
You're not wrong,
for y'all
though.
Men that are not,
you're not cool. Wrong though. But
it's like
so you consider this, right? I think it's 20% of men father like 80% of babies. And this isn't just black, it's like across the world.
Yeah.
So if you look at the science of DNA, well, not DNA, but how the egg and the sperm come together. The egg literally picks the sperm she wants to couple with.
Mm-hmm.
So in physiologically, biologically, I think the world is already kind of set up in a way where quality sperm are mating with quality eggs in most cases. Now, where the detraction comes is socialization isn't necessarily biological. So you may have a quality egg and a quality sperm matching, but if the environment for that what is born isn't healthy,
It
you
doesn't
end
matter.
up with
You
not
just
that
ruined.
great of a person.
You just ruined all that biological work.
Right.
You just shit on biology.
Pretty
You
much.
motherfuckers. Y'all are so socially corrupt that y'all disrupt science. Y'all are
and you're not
socially.
wrong.
Y'all are so socially inept that y'all have the ability to disrupt something that has taken billions of years to work itself out. In a couple of generations, y'all squandered that. Congratulations, nephews. Congratulations. Just keep on going.
But that's why for a lot of men, the lineage will stop with them because they're not necessarily quality in that regard physiologically. And I know that's that's hard for a lot of men to conceptualize because they're thinking, well, I'm a quality man because I have money, I have this. I may be only 5'7", but I have all these other, qualities. And they're angry because like nobody wants to talk to me. No woman is drawn to me. It's because physiologically you are not him. Mm-hmm. And there's not a whole lot you can do. It's I forget what animal it is, but the animal literally has the dominants and then they have the subordinates. I forget what the subordinates are called, but the dominant men do all the mating. The subordinates kind of just sit there and they're like cannon fodder to protect the hive or whatever. I forget what animal it is, but the subordinates are there for protection because they're not worthy to mate. So we have a lot of this right now where you have a whole lot of men who aren't mating and they're just walking around angry, not realizing that a lot of the problems they're having, number one, physiologically, they may have some things going on they need to fix and change, but physiological things also happen with some mental things. So if you walk around angry, no, you ain't about to pull nobody. If you're not in the gym getting your body together so you can mass produce the testosterone you need to produce the pheromones you need, you're not him, my guy. And dudes they're not getting that. You at home in front of the video game complaining when you should be in the gym grunting so that you can build up your testosterone reserves and produce the pheromones to draw women to you. But you mad at women because we're telling you no. Dudes aren't getting this. And
you know
I literally went back into I'm redoing my coaching certification with the International Coaching Federation because I want to have these conversations with men. Like it's not just your personality may need some fixing. You having money, don't nobody care. Because all you're gonna do is get the woman that's gonna use you. You're not gonna get a quality woman that's actually into you. You may be short, that's fine, but how do we highlight all the other goodness of you so that the short don't matter? You may be a little face challenge. All right, well, let's work on the other stuff to fix that. But none of these things can be fixed if men aren't biologically and physiologically at their peaks. And a lot of that has a lot to do with low testosterone. It has a lot to do with just low quality in mental stability. So get y'all asses in some therapy. Get off the video game. That don't mean you can't play video games, but you can't be there all day.
Read some books. Read a book.
Read some books. There you go.
Read a book.
Like all of these things go into building yourself as the quality man, so you can go out into the world and get whoever you want.
Get a hobby. Learn to play an instrument. But you know what else? There's one other thing that y'all absolutely need to adapt, and this is going to be a shock. Get ready for this. Prepare to be told no, even if you do everything right. You mean to tell me I went to the gym, I got a haircut, I smell good, I wash my ass, I learned to play an instrument, I got a good job, I've got the therapy, I got all this stuff, and she still told me no? Yes, fucker. She can still tell you no, and it's not the end of the world. You will grow from being told no.
And she everybody ain't the one.
You let me tell you something.
And that's okay too. If that chick you wanted so bad, she may not be the one.
You cannot be a leader if you cannot stand up being told no. You can't work a boardroom. You can't attract people if you are not good with being told no. Look forward to being told no. Matter of fact, go out there and look for people to tell you no as opposed to yes. It builds your armor up. Because once you don't, man, there was a dude when me and him was in school. We came up with a nickname for this dude. We called him Rod. I don't even remember this dude's name. I don't remember this dude's name. We just started calling him Rod. Huh?
I don't think we ever knew his name.
I don't know if we ever knew this guy's name. Explain why we called this guy Rod.
So the name Rod came from a term we used to use when you got rejected, saying chick shot him with a rod. So we know what a rod is, like a long steel, straight beam. So every time nigga got shot down, like damn, nigga got hit with that rod. So, but this dude had no care in the world, and he wore it on his face, and he would just skip around the hallways and just running up on girls. No matter how bad the rejection was, this nigga kept that skip in his step, and he kept that embellished confidence, and he went to the next girl. Like we would see this nigga go from one girl to the next. Like he would literally go from a no to a no, back down the hall to another no, and he just kept going. So we like
he was like the T-1000. Y'all remember when the T-1000 was running and he was taking them shots? That liquid Terminator, he was like boom, boom. But that was Rod. And all me and this dude could do was smile and laugh, and that's we don't even know what his real name was.
Dang.
If you're listening to this, be like Rod. So you won't be angry, so you won't be jaded, and so you won't be living through y'all big dumbass cousin who's getting fleeced by a 19-year-old.
Man, look. That's sad.
We just want greatness for y'all, man. That's all, man. We want greatness. Damn, we want greatness for y'all. I don't want to belabor it too much, man. I mean, we could go on and on. The false equivalencies. I've heard people say dumb shit like if the girl can join OnlyFans, if they're old enough to do OnlyFans, and they're old enough to smoke, and they're old enough to vote, and they're old enough to join the military, they're old enough to make a decision to be with an older man. And I'm sitting there, my hair catches fire when they talk about they're old enough to join the military, so then they're old enough to make all these other decisions, and they try to frame it as, oh, we're just making a point. It's not that deep. No, it is that deep, because when you say these things, we need to measure them. We need to see if they're equal, so they're not false equivalencies, dummies. I know that term false equivalency. You don't know what it is, but we need to take these two things and flesh them out. What does it take to create an Instagram account? What does that take? What does it take to create an OnlyFans account? What does it take to create an OnlyFans account? Yeah, Instagram. Now, what does it take to create an OnlyFans account? Like, what does it take? And then you think about what it takes to actually go be a person in the armed forces. And most of you don't know. Like, only 2%, only 1% of the population actually knows. It's really, I know y'all think y'all know a lot of military people. You don't. You really don't. You know one person in your family, and you don't even know what they really went through. You don't know what that process was like. You didn't go through that. So you have no clue about what that vetting process looked like. So to compare something like choosing to go on OnlyFans to going into military, it's totally ignorant and ridiculous. And that's the nicest way I can put it. Also, comparing a girl choosing somebody who's 3 or 4 times her age, and she should know better because she was able to do it willingly. She does not know better because she's still young and dumb. And the older person knows that that person is young and dumb. That's why we call it predatory. Predators know that their prey is weak. Predators don't prey on equal to a predator. They don't go up. A predator does not, like, you don't have a Rottweiler trying to run up on a lion. If so, he's stupid. You don't, that predator knows that there's a predator bigger than him. Predators usually go down. They either go, they sometimes they go straight across, but a lot of times they go down. And it's predatory when you are 56 and you know how dumb you were at 19, which is why we come to the conclusion that you old dudes are just as dumb as you were when you were 19. Y'all are stuck in a state of arrested development. Y'all have not developed, which is why it appeals to you. Don't tell me, oh, men just like soft bodies and men just like a youthful look and they just like that a woman who's not old and worn out and bullshit. Bullshit. Y'all can't even pull the women that look that look just as good as some of these young women. That's really what it is. So stop with the their bodies are so much better as a 19-year-old body or 20-year-old body.
That's exactly what it is.
And he's rich, and of course that's what he wants. He's dating his wage, not his age. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid.
How he dating his?
There's a video where he said, "I don't date my age. I gotta talk. Ocho, I don't date my age. Ocho, I date my age. Yo. So get out my business. Get out my business. Don't worry about what I do. I date my age." Big goofy ass motherfucker. What you should have did was took some of that wage, found somebody even in a lower age, and saying up front, baby girl, for the weekend, $20K. Let's go to Japan. Sign this disclosure, sign all these things. What company you work for? Hey, I got a very specific type of woman I want. I want to no older than 25. She got to be, her body fat ratio needs to be this, her skin complexion needs to be this, her hair length needs to be this, and she needs to be into this. And I'm willing to pay what you tell me I have to pay to have her for 72 hours, and we're going to go out of town and have a good time. And matter of fact, and I want that 2 times a month.
That's what you need to do. Get you a regular. Get you a little young regular.
We would not be having this conversation had he chose that. Had he chose that, we would not be discussing this dude. No way. Man, because you've never discussed it. Because you've never discussed a man that does that. You've never discussed them because there's no fallout from it, because they do it all the time. You don't think that what Leo DiCaprio, you think they would Leonardo DiCaprio because they think he's just as adorable as he was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape? The fuck out of here. No. And you think he ain't smart enough as the creep that he is? I think he's a creep too, but you don't think he's at least a smart creep? He slides somebody a piece of paper and says, "This is what I want." They've been servicing him for years. He said, "Here's your new girlfriend," and he dates that girlfriend. And what is the thing he does? He meets them at 22, and by the time they 25, he's done with them or something like that. He's probably stuck in a state of arrested development too. Yeah, he's probably stuck in a state of arrested development too. It would not surprise me. The difference is his big dumb ass ain't getting fleeced by a 19-year-old. So anyway, I don't want to beat up too much, man. We need to go. We need to be positive. We're gonna be positive, and we're gonna talk about
yes.
Before you go there, I just wanted.
A real unk about to cook. He about to cook a little bit. He want to cook.
I just want to touch on that. I date my wage BS. I call BS on that because it's a plethora of young girls from 19 to 18, 19, 25 that's getting pulled by 18, 19 to 25-year-old boys. Plenty of. So when we say I date my wage, not the age, no, nigga. You don't have to be a millionaire a millionaire to pull a teenager. You know, because there's teenagers interacting with teenagers every day that's having the encounters that you are paying for free. These girls ain't virgins. You know what I'm saying? So they get knocked on by somebody.
Yep.
And their first experience is in their peer group. And them niggas have nothing. They still live at home with mama. They pick the girl up in mama car. Matter of fact, they knocking on the girl in mama car.
Shot it. Some of them knocking mama too.
But,
oh shit! And she a predator too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which by the way, the concept that women don't get chewed up when they are caught up in predatoryship is bullshit. They do. They get chewed up all the time. Again, but the blowback for women is not the same because they're not getting fleeced by the 19-year-old dude. You know what I'm saying? It's different, man. It's a little different. And plus, I'm a man, so I mock women and I like to shame women when they on their bullshit too. My energy is just not the same for women because I'm not a woman. I don't have aggression towards women like that. I'm not like y'all. My mom and aunties and all them love me, boy. My mom and auntie and them, man, they loved on me, and my grandma and them, they loved on me, man. So, man, I just don't have a bunch of negative energy for even the most ridiculous women out here. I just don't have it, and I haven't interacted with a lot of them enough to have that negative aggression. So, you guys, rightfully, I don't identify with why you guys feel the way you feel. So I don't ever have that kind of energy. But I do have the energy for reckless ass men because I've done some reckless dumb shit in my time. So I actually feel that. I can resonate with that. You know, it is what it is at the end of the day, man. We got to call it, you know, for what it is. And hopefully y'all will elevate men that are giving you wisdom as opposed to men that are just giving you pure entertainment. Now, if y'all was really smart, y'all would elevate the one that's giving you wisdom and pure entertainment. Come on, man. The fuck is we doing? What? How? Y'all are entertained. Don't act like you ain't. But anyway, y'all ready to do Sinners?
Go.
Yeah, boy. First of all, hold on. If you ain't watched Sinners, you ain't seen it. Hey, you might not get some of the jokes we come up with. But hey, man, ain't nobody waiting on y'all, so ain't gonna be no spoilers. I ain't got time. So I want to start with a little bullshit because I know it's some deep, really good, positive, powerful stuff in the movie. I want to get to that, but I want to start with 2 warnings. Ladies, don't think that y'all can go just spitting in dudes' mouths like that. That might get your jaw broke depending on the man that you messing around with. So ladies, don't witness that scene and decide that you're gonna be on top. Don't run around with slob on your mouth and think that your man gonna look at it and say, "Ooh, wee. Damn, let me get you want some of that." Now, I'm kind of nasty. So if my wife says got some slob on her, yeah, I might very well be like, "Girl, let me lick that up out for you." I'm a little nasty. But don't assume. Don't assume. The other thing y'all bet not assume. Do not assume that you just get to go walking in 90-degree heat with 99% humidity and the dude just gonna go down on you like that. Listen, we love our meat a little seasoned. We like a little, we like a little, but that thing probably has some
That's
twang
not on
it.
her. That was not on her.
No, it's not on her, but I don't want her to assume that after watching that movie that's what dudes want. Just be. That's all we saying. Don't women, don't let the women in this movie get you fucked up out here.
Because there's some dudes out here. But I walked here.
Yeah. See, they was country back then. They didn't even have deodorant back then, so that didn't matter. I don't even know why she spoke on that. She knew what time it was.
Do you know how much heat and moisture was being kept in that coup de hell? You know she ain't shaved. That was 1932.
And you know it wasn't shaved.
That was a full throw down there.
Yeah, boy. It was. It was.
That's an armpit hair down there.
Oh, Yeah, when she said, she was like, "Let me wash up real quick." He's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Nah, he's like, "No, baby, let me get some of that." He said, "Baby, I want all that." Boy, do you know when he was
walking everything? She walked there and then went and danced. Like, sir, what?
and did this. He run around the club, probably still smiling in people's faces, laughing and breathing hard and shit. They were like,
mouth just stank.
Yo, I'm gonna go somewhere real quick. And y'all men, y'all listening to me, y'all know this has happened before. Men, when y'all was young and you wanted to prove to your homeboy that you were doing more than he do. Hey, nigga, I know you ain't touch it. Did you finger her yet? You finger her yet? Yeah, man, I did. Here, smell. Y'all know.
I never understood. I mean, I understood why dudes did that.
I never did that. I never did that, but yeah, there was dudes that did that. So I know he was walking around. That club,
top lip just fire.
Oh man, just ranking, just. I mean, but hey, man, look. From the time they was in them, but look, think about it like this: in that era, they was eating the food they ate, all the products that they didn't have. Do you know how much a woman's pheromones was popping back in that day? Do you know how
really
them
drinking their water and minding their
business? They were drinking water. No birth control ever into the touch their body. Just pure. They like grass fed. You know what's them cows? What's them cows they call the Kobe beef when they make it grass fed? Boy, them women, man, so you know what? I might have allowed them if I was back in that day. If you, I might have let her. I might have let her spit in my mouth, bro. I might have been like, you know what, you go ahead.
I mean,
go ahead and drop a loogie.
Good. They had good healthy corn liquor.
Mm-hmm.
She worked out because she probably was a sharecropper too.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. And in the corn liquor, the alcohol content. Hold on, the alcohol content of the corn liquor, it burned all that down. It burned off all the bad germs anyway, so it don't even matter. It don't even matter. This straight astringent. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. But aside from the bullshit, that movie was excellent.
Yes,
I've already seen it twice. It was excellent. I don't think so. I saw a lot of hype, and I normally don't. I don't even let hype affect my choices one way or another. But I always go with low expectations. I wish that I would have went with high expectations so I could have felt even more justified because it was that good. There was no fails in it. I'm talking about, this is one of the movies, as a movie collector, this movie, when it comes on digital copy, I will pay the day it drops. I'm going to pay the top dollar for it because it's that quality. I want to keep it. I want to have it. I want to rewatch it.
It was.
And all the hidden undertones, y'all can go in on that. Just the different things that y'all saw that were the hidden meanings that are important, and that might be offensive to some people, but hey, it was all based in truth and based in cultural reality. So what were some of those things that y'all saw that were just stuck out?
A couple of things that came to mind immediately was the minorities versus the white people. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of people missed that, but it was very apparent because here you had the Native Americans, you had the Asian folks, you had the Black folks. They were all okay communing together. And then you had the opposite, which at that time was, you had the Klansmen, of course, but I'm not even talking about the Klan. It was the vampire and the Klan's nephew and wife. And you had the one white woman that was allowed in, and she was the reason that everything failed.
But and she was also racially ambiguous. You know, she had her grandmama was half white or something like that. Yeah, so she had that racial ambiguity. She was able to pass. She was so passable that you know what I'm saying. You didn't even know she had any of that in her. Yep.
Right. So it was that versus piece wasn't given in the way of that was a racial versus so much as it's, we're here trying to what you call it said in the movie. He's like, for a couple of hours we were free.
Yep.
And all of that went when she went out there. Well, let me talk to them to see if they can get this money right. And it would, that part of the film, when she went outside, I was just like, it's about to go left. It's about to go left, because here she is trying to play both sides of the thing, but because she's in the center of it all and not really bought in on either side, she is the detriment to both sides. Because she went in there, she went outside to get them, then they came inside and did what they did, but then you had the church preacher boy and Smoke took out the guy and the rest of the group. So everybody's demise is on her. Yeah. Everybody.
And the other part of that, and then Sam, I want you to give your take. The other part of that situation that was a good little Easter egg was the demise came about because we integrated. Yep. We allowed them to come on in and join the party. And because we thought, and because we thought that because she thought, or she sold the idea to the club owner that if I bring in this white money, we gonna be better. When if you go back to the beginning, that black woman said, the black woman, he had already said, hey, these wooden nickels and these other things, that's that community currency. We need to allow that in here. What black people have yet to understand, we still ain't got this one thing right. And Dr. Claude Anderson talks about this all the time. You don't have a market if you don't have a community. You need a community first. You have the community, and then you build the business, and you let the business's survivorship rely on that community. And everybody in that community build businesses, and they all survive on what that community has. If they need more, they exhaust everything they have. And then they go out and get more, but they don't allow nobody to move in and help. You don't do that.
Yeah.
When you've built community enough to where you can sustain your own market, you keep growing. And then you get to the point you say, oh, we want to expand the community. So let's go get it. And we want to expand. Every group understands that in the United States of America, except for us, unfortunately. Now, at one point we did, but we know the historical significance of why those things aren't what they are. And personally, I think we're too far gone to reestablish it. So I don't even want to beat that horse. Like, goddamn, I beat that horse all damn near my whole life. So I'm kind of tired of that one. That aside, Sam, what was like something significantly on the undercurrent that you saw?
Two off the top. Mary, she was, to me, she represented the white liberal woman. And the reason I say that is because she wanted to show Stack her value, but she kicked it like, I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for the people. But it was really, she was doing it for herself. She ran out there to try to get that money to save them because she wanted so badly for Stack to receive her back.
Yeah.
So let me go do this for you and the club. But it was really, I'm doing this for me, so he'll see that he needs me. And when he see that he needs me, then we start back rocking again.
Yeah.
And the other thing was gatekeep the culture. Gatekeep it. When they were standing at the door, when Remick and the nephew and his pulled up, they was like, nah, going on down the road with that. They let them do their little song and dance with a little banjo and all that, and they're like,
that stuff was so unseasoned. It was so unseasoned. I was sitting in the movie theater like.
Hold on. Did y'all know? So here's another thing I picked up on. Did y'all then notice how once all the black people had got out there with them, that they had let out the club and they snatched everybody up because you kicked them out the club because you didn't know what was out there. Did you notice that little weak ass banjo stuff? It was different. That music had a little swag and thump to it. You had a big old cornbread in the background. That was because now we've got some of y'all and we fused it with what we had, and it's just as popping as what y'all had in there.
It was. I was politely entertained by the little Irish jig.
Yeah, that shit was hitting. It was hitting.
It was hitting.
It was hitting. Yeah. Like look at Eminem and Elvis out there having a good ass time. God damn, boy. Boy, you y'all do y'all thing.
It was lit out there. It
was.
Eminem, Elvis, and Iggy.
Yeah, so okay. So what was I'll give this. I don't even want to steal this one, man, because this is easy one. But one of the most beautiful things to witness was when they were playing the music and they showed the generations in time.
That was
like that movie is worth watching. If you don't watch nothing, if you only get to watch that part, like it was done so well and with such subtlety to even the things we don't like as much, because they even had a little twerk in there, but it was just enough not to be like, oh, here we go with goddamn eggs. It was just enough, and you get to see that, man, and you sat there, man, that made your hair stand up. You know what I'm saying? It made you feel real good because it just showed that it came from somewhere and it's gone somewhere, and we can't deny that, you know what I'm saying? And it like the whole thing, the whole part of that scene, that direction, that vision for it to play out on screen, for it to be an original concept, man,
for it to be more than just our culture.
Yo, real talk. They even had the geisha was dancing. Like they
I crunk when I saw that. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
that was sweet. That was sweet. That was sweet. There was one other thing I picked up on. Did y'all notice that they were talking about the beer? They said we got Italian wine and we got Irish beer, and then we got black, we got black liquor. You know what I'm saying? So we were still inclusive of others and able to do so without letting them in and ruining what it was. So it still balanced itself out, because that's kind of what they were.
Don't forget the part of that where I forget who said it. She was like, "Oh, y'all on both sides." Did you catch what she meant by that?
Yeah.
Because she was talking about, oh, y'all done stole from the
Italians and the Irish. Yeah.
And y'all done stole from the Irish.
Yeah. Yep.
And brought all that down from Chicago. So, that's why she was like, did you leave Chicago? What did she say? Did you leave Chicago? Did Chicago leave you?
Yeah.
Because she's like, all right, is you running from Chicago?
Or did you leave Chicago? Yeah. Because who's gonna come down here looking for us? Who did y'all rob?
Right.
So yeah.
Yep. Right. Now I loved her character.
This is one of the movies that you will have to watch it multiple times to really catch everything in it. Man, Ryan Coogler, man, you up there with you need to be in there with Spike Lee. You need to be in there with John Singleton. You need to be in there with
I think he surpassed both of them. He surpassed both of them.
Nah, I won't go. No, I won't.
I'll tell you why.
No. Spike Lee. No, there's no surpassing. It's too new. No, you can't. This is an argument. You cannot say Spike Lee. You don't get Ryan Coogler without Spike Lee. You don't even get him.
And that's fine. I'm not discrediting Spike Lee at all. And the mentor can surpass the teacher, which is what we want. You want your mentee.
Yeah. I don't think it's happened yet. I think he will. I don't think it's happened yet because I don't think he don't have the volume. He don't have the library of works yet. When you can't just have one.
We knew Spike Lee was that dude before he had the whole library.
Yeah, we did, but it's when you duplicate it and you keep doing it. And you keep doing it, and it never, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he won't get there. He's in that conversation. He's in the conversation.
Okay. Whenever we talk greatest lyricists, 3 Stacks is always mentioned top 5.
Mm-hmm.
But he's never had a solo album other than The Flute.
Mm-hmm.
They don't count The Love Below because it was a joint album, even though it was 2 different albums, but it was the same project.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe, and that people who want to discredit him, they use that also. He ain't have no album, so he can't be one of the greats. He ain't had no album.
Yeah, I see. I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? But this nigga had the verses.
Yeah.
So he was so good. His verses put him in the conversation of greatest of all time.
And all his peers.
Volume,
yeah.
But his work is so good that I believe he's earned his place in the conversation.
Oh, absolutely. And Ryan Coogler, he's in the conversation. That's what I'm saying. He I'm not gonna say he's great. I think he has the time. Like even the faces, like, because when you think about what's my guy Robert Townsend. When you think about Ryan Townsend, Ice Cube, when you think about these director, producers, writers, and all the talent that they've given us in our lifetime, like Spike Lee and Denzel are joined at the hip. Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan joined at the hip. You got your one. And if Spike Lee didn't have a Denzel, he would have still did his thing, but man, having a Denzel along the way, it helps. Same thing with Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, like those pairings, because you have that actor that respects you enough to take your direction, and you see his vision, and you got the talent to execute. And like even with Robert Townsend putting on some of the people, like I like the put on I like the relationship with the big star and the put on by those other stars, those faces and names we never even really knew. Like I ain't know the dude playing the guitar. I don't know who he is. I ain't know who the sister was, the dark sister. I don't remember who she is, but
I do not know who she is, and she in Marvel.
Man, I don't. We finna get to why I don't know who she is in Marvel. We finna get to that in just a minute.
She's one of the big wigs.
No, not her. No, not her. I'm talking about the skinny girl, the small girl, the one who came in there. The one who came in there with the rider crew to meet. Yeah, Pearline. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I didn't recognize her. Yeah. I knew who she was. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I love to see the put on of talent like that, because now I'm gonna be looking for them in the next thing that they're gonna possibly show up in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a good I mean, we can keep talking about it, man. We can keep going on about that movie. That movie, again, it was not a letdown in any way, shape, or form. And if it was a letdown for somebody, so be it. We ain't trying to hear what you're talking about, but for those of us that enjoyed it.
But okay, so here's why I think he has surpassed those folks. Spike Lee movies, John Singleton movies are mostly only about the Black experience.
Mm-hmm.
Very seldom do they go outside of this is what's happening to Black folks. Ryan Coogler has managed to, in all of his movies, marry the Black experience with external factors. Spike Lee hasn't done that to this extent. So it's almost, in my mind, Ryan Coogler has taken the Black experience to be, he puts it in the mainstream in a way that shows here is the Black experience, but here is why we protect it.
I raise you, go back right now, tonight, go watch Do the Right Thing. And then tell me if you feel that way.
Do the Right Thing.
I know you've seen it. Go watch it.
And you're right. That's why I said to this extent.
Oh yeah. I do think no, Ryan Coogler, and I think again, that's why I don't surpass. I don't like the term. I think
okay, that's fair.
I do think he's doing that, and we're in a time, because we're all products of our time. So in this time, this kind of is what it should be to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that to discredit him. I'm just saying in Spike Lee's time, hip hop was new and fresh. Black independence was getting new and fresh again. Like, so he only had so much experience and perspective in his time to work with. Ryan Coogler has so much more experience and perspective rooted in this time.
The other thing of the movie that I thought was really cool was because when things started happening, I was just like, this is almost the same plot as From Dusk Till Dawn. But the thing that I loved about how he did it is he told a whole lot of story at the beginning, so that their part with the vampires wasn't the whole part of the movie like From Dusk Till Dawn was. From Dusk Till Dawn, they spent the whole movie in the club. You can't hear you, Manuel. Your cord done went out again. But the big lead up was amazing. And who doesn't want to see two Michael B. Jordans on the doggone screen? Like, oh, child. That man, oh,
you so
Father
gay.
God.
Now I will get this. His body language, his acting using body language is top notch. Because when Stack died and Smoke was holding him on the floor. All right, so Smoke was the brother who always had it together. He made the plans. He was the caretaker of his brother. I mean, he killed his dad to protect his brother.
Yeah.
So, Coogler etched out his character as being the responsible one, the big brother, even though they're twins.
Yeah.
That had the answers, made the plans. But when he was on the floor and he was holding his brother, you can tell that in his face, like he looked up, he was looking around. He in his eyes, he was lost. And it came across the screen like you could tell that was his first time not having the answer. And that was his first time being separated from his brother. So that also showed how close knit.
That's Manuel.
Yeah, hold on. I'm having some sound issues. Goddamn, hold on, man. What the hell is going on with my sound?
I'm like, who is this rude nigga talking when I'm talking?
No, man, hold on. What the hell is going on?
But you know what's crazy about that is watching the two twins together, knowing these is the one actor playing both, but it looks like two different people in their whole demeanor, their whole process. Everything was completely different. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Because how you do that, sir?
I just watched the interview this morning earlier, where it was a snippet, and he was explaining that. He was saying that they had an actor, I guess, to do the shooting from behind, to have two people there. So he had to coach the actor in the scene to tell him what type of movement, what type of reaction that brother would have, as if he was in those shoes playing that brother. So he was really acting two parts at once. Like in the same take, he acting two parts.
Wow.
But also directing the stand-in to tell him how to move, how to. I was like, this.
That's hard. Oh boy, that's hard. Like he's our generation's Denzel at this point.
I give it to him. I give it to him.
Because I'm watching, like when they were passing the cigarette back and forth, I'm like, okay, I know certain things are done in post-production, but it's like even then you could notice the difference in the mannerisms. How you do that? And like, okay. And then when they start interacting with each other and he's real cautious, then when he shot the guy in the butt for his truck, but then the brother out here with the cousin just having a blast, like he's the irresponsible brother. It felt like two totally different people.
Yeah.
I was impressed. I was very impressed with that.
I was too, man.
Sure.
That movie really made me even more proud to be black, because just in that scene when he was showing the generations of music.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
When he was showing the generation of music and how they blended the music, and I was just sitting there watching like my mouth open, like this is our culture, because a lot of people say, well, Black Americans don't have no culture. Like, no, nigga, this is our culture. And I was like, damn, I'm a part of this, and I was raised in this. You know what I'm saying? So the culture that has the whole world in a chokehold is something that was birthed from our ancestors. After they, you know what I'm saying? No, it was created in the culture before they got here. But what we know it as it is now was birthed from our ancestors after they touched foot in this land. And here we are, descendants of those people who created that.
It definitely did. Hold on, can y'all hear me now? Did I? Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely was. It was definitely a proud moment, man. You remember when we went to school, me and Sam went to college together briefly. He went in for visual arts, and then I went in for what was it? I went in for music production, essentially. And one of the things, just like in all colleges, there's a academic element to it. So I chose music history. And man, when you go digging through history, really, really digging, it's not to be arrogant to say that every bit of popular music and dance is the genesis of Black people. It's not a slight to anybody else. Man, one of my favorite musicians in the world, who I rave about all the time, is Hans Zimmer. Like, one of my favorite. He, like, I will put him against anybody. But when we talk about culturally what's popular around the world, it all starts with Black people, and that's everything you dance to, all the drums, all the beats. Now, is there some fusion with some other stuff later? Yeah, of course, because we're in a melting pot society. So, and then now the world is globally melting together thanks to the internet. So everything is starting to blend. But all your favorite rock and roll stars, when Little Richard's saying I created rock and roll, he wasn't just talking shit. He was serious. And when those Black men say we created the blues, country music as we know it today is dominated by white people. But where you think they got all those riffs and all that stuff from? If you just put your ear to it, you know better. If you put your ear to it, you know. But when somebody says it, don't take it personal, man. Have a sense of pride about it. And you saw it in that scene where all those, they did that meshing of timelines from Africa all the way up into current day. You know what I'm saying? That was like I said, that was a really, really proud moment. And like you said, Sam, we oftentimes talk about, how we don't have no culture. I think we say that in anger sometimes, because sometimes we're frustrated with the negativity attached to us. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that we can't control sometimes, the stuff that, like, y'all dumbass uncle, y'all dumbass big cousin. Yeah, I'm disappointed in whatever part of our culture created that goddamn dummy and his nephews. However, you don't get to throw out everything. You know what I'm saying? So we got to acknowledge when there's some positivity, and that was real positivity. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some negative drawbacks. Yes.
They're already talking about the movie is demonic because of the witchcraft in there.
And see, and I had to, see, you know, me and my wife, I told her about it because, you know, she doesn't like that stuff, and that's cool. I don't push nothing on her she don't like. But I said I just gave her a warning because she hadn't seen the movie yet. I said, just so you know, that's there because it has to be. Because in order to discuss the culture, you got to discuss everything about it. You don't get to throw out voodoo. You don't get to it you can be Christian, but when somebody writes the story and tells the story in its fullness, there's going to be a chapter that says this is what this tribe of African people believed in, and whether you believe in it or not, you knowing about it doesn't mean you're gonna all of a sudden get possessed by it because you watched it in a goddamn movie.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that I hate about those type of Christians. And I've seen the commentary on it, and my only question was, why are you looking at this movie through Christian lenses? Why are you looking at this movie expecting the Christian faith to be pedestalized? It's like that's not all Black people knew. And I'm a Christian. No, I ministered, but I'm not ignorant to the fact that there are other faith-based beliefs. There are other religious systems. Everybody ain't Christian. And that's totally fine. God has given every man a measure of faith. Whatever they choose to put their faith in, that's on them. It don't got nothing to do with me. It doesn't affect my Christian faith at all. Because I'm not gonna all of a sudden stop believing in Christ because I found out a lot of places in Africa, especially back then, had other beliefs. Right. That's just the world. So this dude painted a picture using somewhat, now it wasn't a worldview, but when you think about the fact that a lot of our people came from West Africa wasn't Christian dominated, right, in those times.
And you got to express that. You got to be artistically true. You got to be artistically honest. Yeah.
Man, and look, you got to also factor in the folks who have combined it. Like my grandfather on my dad's side preached for 55 years, right? But in his house, he keeps a jar. In that jar, he's got a squirrel foot, rabbit's foot, and some other stuff in it. It's a whole lot of different roots in there. And he said, I drink it every day. That's how I'm able to live as long as I do. That jar is hoodoo. And that man been preaching in his church for 55 years. So you have people who know the benefit of it and are fine mingling it into their lives. But for some reason, we have been, and I don't even know where it comes from, because it's not that necessarily the church specifically preaches against witchcraft, voodoo, or whatever. I don't think the church specifically preaches against it so much as we have been taught colorful language to detract from it. So, you know, the ritual of taking communion is a ritual. It's a ritual. The book of Psalms is a book of spells. And I know, you know, the Christians will come from me like, no, it's literally these things. So, you know, it's I don't know where it happened and where it started to separate the two.
I know when it was. It's the history of the Inquisition. The Inquisition.
It's not even that far back.
No, I'm saying the history of the Inquisition, as we've learned it. And some people see that as having been the right thing to do. And so when you see anything witchery or whatever, that's the mindset they approach with. We got to burn that down or stay away from it. And I'm not telling people that they got to embrace it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, and what I think we're all saying is that stuff exists and has existed and will continue to. It would be artistically dishonest to not show it. It would be just as bad as if that movie if a movie about, I don't know, Malcolm X had a white man. We'd lose our shit. We'd be like, wait. Malcolm X. We'd be like, we'd be like, wait. Malcolm X wasn't white. What are y'all doing? Oh, it don't matter. We just telling the story. We just getting it all right. And we don't need to include that one little tidbit. Yeah. We don't need to include that one little fact. No, you got to include everything off the continent of Africa when you're going to tell something that shows the cultural history of Black people in the United States. You have to include it. You don't get to, like I said, it would be artistically dishonest. I don't think if it wouldn't have been in there, people would have pitched a fit. But I think the fact that people are pitching a fit is more problematic than it's
and then they're going to say, well, it can't be historically correct because there's vampires.
It's fiction, fucker.
But that's what they're saying. That's why it shouldn't have been historically correct, because it's fiction. And I'm like, now you're just splitting hairs.
Ultron was right. Skynet was right. The iRobots, all of y'all was right. Neo, I do not want Neo to wake up from the Matrix. I think the machines were right. They're all right. We should be batteries for machines. Y'all don't deserve anything more.
But let's talk about that ending, though.
Go ahead. Before we go to the ending, I ain't gonna turn this to a theological debate, but I'm gonna have to push back on the Book of Songs being spells. I think it was more so of a diary of David, that we get to read his inner thoughts as he prayed to God. But I won't call it a book of spells.
You know what another word for spell is? Prayer.
What?
Oh yeah, that is true. There is a. I kind of see where it is, because there's a certain connotation that comes with spells that doesn't come with prayers that we. But let's just say this. But hold on. So I got to shout out my old lady for this one. She'll tell you in a heartbeat. I don't want everybody praying for me.
This is true.
Yeah,
this is true.
No.
So I see. So I look at,
and that's where it comes from. But that's what I'm saying.
You got
these same activities are happening in both spaces.
Yeah,
they just have different names, and the names are being used as a way to discredit one or the other. When it's the same stuff.
When it's the same,
The term spelling is about etymology and word choice, correct? Meaning what we speak has impact. Ain't that the same thing the Bible teach you? That's the same thing as being taught in quote unquote witchcraft.
I like what you said. I like what you said. We've been given colorful language to talk about these things, and that can be divisive, which is why I love that goddamn movie, The Giver. Y'all ever seen the movie The Giver?
I read the book.
What's one of the rules about their community? Precision in language.
Yep.
We don't need context. We don't need context. We don't need nothing, because we use the most precise words. They outlaw words that have multiple meanings. You don't even get to use that. You don't even get to use linguistic ambiguity. We whatever the hell you said, we could take that for face value. If you say that bitch bad, we think she need to be locked up. We don't think she look good. That's just the way it is.
Right. Yeah. And it's powerful in how you can transform a society based on how you transform the language.
Yeah.
So that's what's happened on all of this. A lot of the things that are taught in the church are just offshoots of things that have been taught in paganism, witchcraft, hoodoo, all of that. They're just offshoots.
And I think I think there's power in that, because a religious belief can't be, and I'm not saying it should be, but it can't be worldwide if it just rolls over everything, not allowing some embrace of other cultures. It cannot possibly be. Cyrus the Great, one of the greatest kings in antiquity, who a lot of leaders, whether good, bad, or indifferent, they thing from Cyrus the Great, and he was the first king that believed in all his conquests that you allow the people to believe and worship as they do. You embrace the cultures of others because, yeah, we're going to take over, but we don't have to dominate them. And by allowing them to be comfortable in there, and so essentially, I just kicked your ass and everything, but hey, I'm not gonna take your belief system, and we only need maybe 2% of your male population to join my army, so I can have the biggest one in the world. Does that sound like a good idea to you? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're gonna charge you a little bit of tax, and we'll make sure don't nobody else come mess with you. Cool. Hey, you can worship and continue to believe how you want to. What's that? What's that you got over there? Yeah, you know what? We need to put that. We need to make sure everybody needs to do. You know, it's a melting pot of things, and so I think there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Now, when your theology is anti something, I respect that. If your theology is anti one thing, no, we shouldn't then say, well, since you are a Christian in this country, then you need to embrace this. No, you don't. You know, so no faith even says that. No faith tries to get they don't use geology against you. They don't use locate your geography.
No, that's just
geology.
The people within it.
Yeah. I say geology. I mean, no faith should be using geography against you. You know, so location has an impact. Culture has an impact, and man, it's gonna take a long time for human beings to sift through all this stuff and get down the road and realize what it really is. This is why I keep saying, and you're gonna probably see me say this a bunch of times on social media, and Kimberly Oblivion, this is a shout out to you. I want to be put into cryo sleep for 1,000 years, and I want to wake up in 1,000 years and see if y'all motherfuckers still as foolish as y'all are. Because if I wake up in 1,000 years and y'all still on that bullshit, I'm just gonna tell everybody in the future, y'all might as well stop arguing. Matter of fact, I'd want to time travel me 1,000 years so I can go see if we still just as dumb in the future. I come back here and I stop having a conversation real quick. I'm like,
I think we'll be dumber.
Me too.
Have you watched the show Caprica?
No.
That's offshoot from Battlestar Galactica. Mm-mm. So
damn nerd. Damn.
Absolutely. Sure am. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. So at Battlestar, when Caprica happens, Caprica predates Battlestar Galactica. Mm-hmm. And they pretty much are there's this scene where I forget who they are, but they're part of the universe, and they're like, we've watched humans do this before. And pretty much you talk about the technological advancement that is eventually leads to the distinction of the human people, and then they have to get into ships and go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. They were saying that this isn't the first time that it happened.
Yeah.
And it happened like 2 times prior.
This was just what y'all dumbasses do.
Right. And then, where Caprica, because Caprica was one of the first, was the second time, I think. Mm-hmm. And then, oh my God, I may be saying it wrong. Then Earth was a time, and then there's another one that came after that. So it was really like talking about humans will always get to this point where they will destroy themselves, and then they'll rebuild, and then they'll destroy themselves again over and over. Like literally that's what I got from this scene, and I'm just sitting there like, you know what, you're freaking right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Listen, I have no doubt about it. So maybe I said, so don't even waste my time going into the future. Just accept this reality for what it is and just get over it. You just telling me get over that shit, Manuel. We gonna get over it.
Because we're gonna industrialize ourselves to death. Mm-hmm. And then we're also we have too many stupid people having babies. So mm-hmm. that means the population is going to get dumber and dumber because mm-hmm. the people with the intelligence are like, I don't want to bring a child into this world. No, we mm-hmm. need you to. You should. You should be the main one having babies. Mm-hmm. But I digress. It's a tangent. But the ending.
Yeah.
Oh,
so satisfying.
But see. So how about this? The significance of that was, again, this almost goes back to y'all fucking nephews. They took preventative measures for because they knew when they were going in, they were dealing with racist white people. So they took preventative measures to handle that business. What they did not prepare for was to be sold out by their own people. So, you know what I'm saying? They did everything right for the most part, and something still went wrong, but they were still prepared for the thing that they were prepared for. So it was that ending where he was prepared. Man, yeah.
When he came out there with that Tommy gun and that one scene where it's just him and I was like, oh be still my heart. So a man with a Tommy. Hallelujah. Yes. Everybody got their comeuppance.
I'm sitting over here Googling where I can get Tommy guns from. Yeah.
Do they still make them?
I don't know.
I mean, nowadays you can get you an MP5 and
yeah. You know where? Don't I'll just go get me one and just sit in the bed with it and see how my old lady feels when she see me sitting by it. Yeah.
You just
she like, oh my God, what's that? Oh God, I didn't mean to leave that out. I didn't mean to leave that. No, leave it out. Lay down.
Like for real.
Sitting there, sending myself note. Get Tommy gun to impress old lady.
Either that or just come straight up with a sniper rifle. Like do it. Do it big.
Yeah. No, that ending was cold. That ending was cold.
It was.
Yeah. Even Sam, what about the very end? The credit, the scene at the credit. Like that was what do you think about that one? That part?
That was the perfect way to just close it.
Yeah. Or leave it open.
It could be left open, but you know what? I don't want a sequel.
Me neither. I don't because it won't. Leave it as is. Leave it as is.
Yeah, it'll be dry.
Yeah.
I do not.
I was so impressed with him leaving the church, though. I was impressed with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No. You're good.
I'll tell you what I meant by that in a minute, but go ahead.
I mean, I seeing his even though that was like an accurate depiction of how our elders who were Christians, how they believed and how they operated, because I was looking at it like, dude, you see your son with his face slashed open, but you still ragging on him about this guitar and playing the blues music. Like the dude just damn near crawled back into your church. Like you ain't asked for no doctors. You ain't sent for no nurses. You didn't acknowledge the fact that he was beat up and clinging to life. You still talking about this doing guitar and him singing the blues. Like, dude, that is the least of your concern, or should be. This man trying to live.
Yeah.
So, I took that for what it was. Like a lot of Christians say it was taking a dig at Christians. It wasn't. It's just how they, you know what I'm saying?
It
was accurate. It's like that's how they were, because that's the most that they had.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Christianity. It was his daddy.
Yes.
That's all. It was all his daddy. So when he left, I wasn't surprised because his daddy put him away.
Yeah.
And a lot of PKs feel that way because their family or their parent, especially their parent, they indoctrinate too heavy.
Yeah.
So I was kind of concerned that I went a little too light with my kids because I didn't want to be that parent who preached and put too much of a burden on my kids to be righteous. I just want them to be kids.
Yeah.
And allow them, like we gave them a foundation. They know who Jesus is. They know why he lived. They know why he died. They know why he resurrected. All the other stuff, I wanted them to choose. So when they had questions, I was there to answer those questions, and I would instill the knowledge of Christ that way, instead of just kicking the door down. It's time. It's Bible reading time. It's like,
man, look, that was my house. We had to read the Bible every night. I had to read a chapter every night. So I was the rebellious child. I read Revelations.
Boy, well, damn, that's terrible. That was my favorite one. Well, goddamn.
Yeah, me too.
That was my remember.
Why you want to read about doom and gloom? I'm interested in it, Mom.
Didn't you borrow my that big blue Revelation book that I had back in the day, Sam?
Probably did.
Yeah, I had a big old good thorough breakdown, and I had the what's the series of books?
Left Behind.
The Left Behind series books, man. I read a third of those maybe twice, back then. I'm a heathen now, so don't worry about it. I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm still planning on starting a church. Still planning on starting a church.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Ordained.
So one of the other things I want to talk about real quick.
Too, Sam?
Yeah, he is. What,
you already got two junior pastors.
Easy. Y'all gonna be the righteous ones. I'm just gonna get the money. That's what we gonna do. I'm just
let's be the trustee then. That's the trustee.
I'm there for the bag. So one of the things I want to touch on real quick. Disney's about to come out with some movies. We about to get some more Marvel, but there is an idea. Me and Sam, we're gonna have a two dude show, and I don't want to say the title of the show, but I will discuss a little bit of the premise. We're essentially gonna be in our most caveman misogyny that we can possibly embrace. Now, one of the things we were gonna bring up one day was all of the Disney stuff and how it's got so women centric with all the women heroes that even women are complaining about. We were ready. We was locked and loaded. We were locked and loaded to say, man, we were going to attack it hard. And then something just happened. Y'all punk ass, dumbass big cousin who works for ESPN, who is under Disney. That looks bad on Disney right about now. He's a man.
He stepped down.
Yeah, but no, it's still on them. So that's a Disney that's a Disney ESPN talent. So Shay is a Disney ESPN talent. Let's go back. Even though we think he was done wrong, Jonathan Majors, Disney talent. Let's go back a little bit further to my homeboy, Johnny Depp, also Disney talent. So when I thought about that, I said, well, goddamn, how dare we blame Disney for deciding to cater toward women when three of their biggest talents is out here fucking up involving women.
That's not fair.
My thunder is stole because I was ready to bitch and complain about every woman hero and how we can't stand them. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Make them all heroes. Make them.
No.
Yes, make them. I want all women heroes because these men are idiots. The men, these talents are idiots. I want Angela back. I want Jada Pinkett Smith to be a hero in a Marvel movie now. I want the most feminist woman possible. I want Jada Pinkett Smith, Oprah Winfrey, and what's my other girl name? What's her name on The View? What's her name? On The View. Whoopi. I want all of them.
No.
I want that to be the next Marvels. Yes,
no.
I want it. No. Because these men, because the ESPN male talent, they just keep fucking up.
No.
Listen, hold on, wait. They not, hold on. No, let me say, they not fucking up, and they not fucking up like Rob. See, you know what would be better? What would be better if they just all snorted coke? It would be great if they were all just alcoholics or No, that's not what they do. They always end up with something with women. Give the women the mic.
They don't end up with something with men. Do you want them to be gay?
That would be better. The gay men ain't the gay men. Wait. The gay. Wait, hold on. Watch this. The Disney talent that's gay, they ain't having these problems.
You're not wrong. But okay, so here's why it is, and y'all ain't got to start a whole 2-man show for this because I be with it anyway. But okay, so here's why that should not be a thing. I am completely okay with them bringing forth female superheroes that are part of the Marvel universe. Completely okay with it. What I'm not okay with is the pandering. We don't need back to back women-led video with the things, because you're like, oh, we got to draw the women into Marvel. It's enough of us out here already that's rocking with Marvel when you ain't got to do that. You don't have to do that. We show up in numbers.
Plus, y'all want to see the
nerds and geeks out here too.
Plus, y'all want to see the strong ass men. Plus, y'all want to see the strong ass men anyway. You over here, cheeky, Michael B. Jordan, come on back and you put the muscles out. Yeah, we want more. We want more Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, I don't hear that shit, that gay shit.
Absolutely.
Y'all absolutely want Jonathan Majors in some ripped up pants fighting and shit. We don't need all that. No, I want women. No, I want women.
No,
I'm done.
You can have the women, and that's okay. But I don't want to see why do we have to have this girl power scene?
I am so disappointed in men. I am watching the WNBA. I'm getting season tickets to the WNBA. So sick of you motherfuckers. I'm gonna be the biggest WNBA mascot ever known, because y'all suck.
I still go back to the scene. Now, y'all know I love me some Infinity War. I will watch that movie over and over and over and over again. Not Infinity War, Endgame. I hate with a passion that girl power scene. Hate it with a passion. Yeah. We did not need to see Pepper and everybody else running into the... Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it. The feminists didn't ask for this. The non-feminists didn't ask for this. Stop. Whoever is in the writing room at Disney, we got to have a girl power moment. No, we don't, ma'am. Everything ain't got to be about us.
Sam, she stole your thunder right now. Hey, man, I'm gonna fire you, Sam. I don't want you on Misogynist Anonymous.
If it fits the story, that's great. But when you go to fabricating it, well, we got to be inclusive. You can be inclusive without pandering.
And you know what?
Putting Pepper in a dang uniform was enough.
And here's the beautiful thing when you consider the way writing works. And people want to talk about no women's. We need more of them. No, motherfucking Ripley from Alien was a bad. John Connor's mom was bad. Oh shit!
Your mic going out again.
Yeah. My bad. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Y'all can hear me now?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So no, what I was saying writing these characters into movies is all you have to do. The Alien saga, Ripley was a bad motherfucker. The Terminator saga, John Connor's mom is a bad motherfucker. Whatever movie you want to go find where they're written into the story and it's built the right way, men love it. We don't care. But of course, like you said, it's when y'all purposely pander to the point where it's ridiculous. And like you said, nobody asked for that. And you said, you said, the women ain't even asked for it.
What makes it even worse is you can go back and look at interviews of the writers in the room for these, and they've never read the source material.
Yep. I saw
How you out here writing for something and they ain't never read the source material? I'll be wanting to fight every time I see one of those movies, because I'm all for authenticity in whatever art you're trying to do. Give it to me how it came out of the brain based on the source material. But when you're creating things to fit a social narrative that nobody needs.
Yeah.
Nobody. Well, we got to be more inclusive because the women don't come to see other women, baby. We come to see the men. And even the gay ones come to see the men.
Damn.
Let's just be real. Because then the women they come to see, they don't want to see fabricated women either. Nobody wants to see fabricated women. But
yeah, they do. The nephews. Shay nephews, they want to see. Fucking they do. Yeah, they do.
They were the main ones complaining about that girl power moment.
Yeah, no, I don't believe it. I don't trust none of them. I don't trust none of them, man.
Yeah, no. I'm not a feminist in the traditional sense. I am very much humanist. I want everything to be as it should be based on the social parameters that make the most sense for us as a society to thrive. And in a lot of people's head, oh, well, that means she, pick me or whatever. Nah, some of y'all women be out here just out of pocket. And then some of the men just be out of pocket too. At the end of it all, I just want people to be authentic in their spaces in a way that makes sense. And the pandering in Disney does not make sense.
Women ain't even supposed to be women shouldn't even be in the movies. They should be in the kitchen. Like if you're going to be in the movies, be in the kitchen. Be in the kitchen in the movies. Like only thing we need to see. Oh,
that's what you call acting.
You say that's what you call acting.
Like the only franchise of Disney that's supposed to have all of this stuff is the Star Wars universe.
And I was built like that. And I was just gonna say the Star Wars universe is built with all that inclusivity in it because that's always been George Lucas. But even they're complaining to a degree, but they're more so complaining about the writing. They really are complaining about the way Rey was written, Rey Palpatine, the way her character was written in and introduced and everything. They felt it was lazy, which it was. And then the fight choreography could have been way better. Don't tell me you can't get women that women can get that in. They can. I'd say the best example we have on screen right now from an adaptation from source material to screen with damn near perfection is Dune. Like it is damn near perfect. Yes. I mean, it's so close to perfection.
Amazing.
So it can be done, and nobody had no problem with what's the girl's name that's the star in there? Yeah, like perfect. Her role, and she was gangster. She was a bad, you know what I'm saying? So there's room for it. And we ain't letting Sam get a word in. And go, hey man, we forgetting about it. My bad, man.
No, I mean Sheffy said everything pretty much.
Man, he done talked my head off for years, man. He done talked my head off for years complaining about these movies. Now look, he the worst one. He gonna complain about the movie. He's still gonna go see it.
I am.
Like the movie
he's so abused. He's so abused. He an abused victim. He just like that woman that's gonna go right back to that man that just beat her head in. I still love him. I know, I know he loved me too. He just showing me how much he loved me. We just going through a time right now. That's his relationship with Marvel.
I just got to believe Marvel gonna get better.
You
the way they screwed up Moana. I wanted to fight Disney so bad.
Moana?
Who's that?
Moana 2, rather.
Oh, I didn't.
Moana 2 is it's so culturally disrespectful to me. Like they turned a movie that was very much digging into the lore of a culture and how it was built to make it prominent and make other people outside of the culture love that culture too. This part 2, hokey as hell. Hokey as hell. Like they had like this almost rap song for Maui, and I'm listening like, Dwayne Johnson, you signed up for this? Like, sir, really? Did you need to check that bad? The WWE will take you back, sir.
No. I mean, look, Dwayne Johnson, boy, he out here getting that bag. But you know what Dwayne Johnson ain't doing? You want to know? Y'all want to know what Dwayne Johnson ain't doing? Hey, nephews, do y'all want to know what Dwayne The Rock Johnson ain't doing? y'all ready? Because I don't know if he's married or not. Is he married?
He married.
Yes.
Look at that! Look at the goddamn brilliance. So a non-white man is a multi-millionaire on several levels. It comes from wrestling and all that fake fuckery and all that. And guess what he ain't never had? Guess what Dwayne The Rock Johnson ain't never had? Guess y'all. Can y'all guess? Guess what he ain't never had? With all that money and fame, guess what he ain't never had? He ain't never been shooken down by no 19-year-old white girl.
Oh Lord.
Ain't happened to him. I wonder how he managed that.
How everything's circling back to this?
Because he real upset about that thing.
Bro, I am, but man, listen, man.
He real upset about that thing.
Yeah, man. I'm in my feelings, man. I'm in my feelings about it, man. I ain't gonna even front, man. Yeah, that shit bothers me. But yeah, I hope Disney does get back to its roots. You know, they just need to sit down somewhere and they need to go watch. They need to go watch Winter Soldier and some of them other ones. They need to go right back to the first 8 movies and just watch them all and say, you know what? Okay, we figured it out. We're gonna get back to that.
But that's not a Disney thing, because if Disney goes back to their roots, don't none of that happen.
Well, Marvel. Well, yeah, Marvel. Yeah, Marvel.
Marvel needs to go back to their roots.
Yeah.
And do what is good for Marvel, not what's good for Disney.
Yeah.
Because that's the difference.
That's a good point.
In the beginning, Marvel was building up Marvel, and then they got acquired.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, well, we just want let's just make some money.
You know, Kevin Feige, somebody need to take him, put him in a room, a tight little room, almost the size of a janitor's closet, of cement walls, and a projector screen, and show him all the X-Men movies, so he can be reminded of how bad it was where he came from, because he was helping out on the set of the X-Men when that punk Bryan Singer was directing it and told them not that he don't want to see a comic book on set. So Kevin Feige would sneak comic books to the actors so that they can get an idea of the character that they're playing. Somehow this Disney influenced Kevin Feige done turned into that punk Bryan Singer.
He's been. I think what they say, they cloned Tyrone. I think Kevin Feige is a surrogate for Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer has infiltrated his mind and he's a pup. That's what it is, bro.
Something.
That's what it is.
Having source material doesn't mean you're married to every little action that happens in that.
Yeah, it just means it's just built on that foundation.
Right, it influenced the writing.
Yeah.
But if you don't have like the whole Academy Awards thing, now we're gonna make it a requirement that they actually have to watch the whole movie. What y'all been doing before now?
Watching the trailer.
Really? Like seriously, they need to go back and reevaluate everybody that got an award if they literally have been watching trailers the whole time.
Well, I was just assuming. If they were watching the whole movie, they had to have been watching the trailer. They just turn it on, like, all right, we had enough. Give it an Oscar.
Or they looking at the IMDb. Oh, they got good actors in here. Let's do that. Or it's time for us to give a black woman one. Let's get that.
Pretty much.
Something. Because I really want to know how they've been deciding this.
Man, I'm telling you, every
why I'm like, this is a movie I ain't never heard before, and it got an award.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Me and him had some conversations, and we were like, man, what has them making these decisions? And I keep coming up with, I said, man, maybe there's something that somebody has on somebody, and they say, you're gonna do what we want you to do until we don't want you to do it. This is gonna be your penance, and you're gonna execute our vision and that's what you're gonna do. That something, because nobody can make sense of it.
Yeah, I want Marvel to be successful, because I'm a comic. Well, I don't read comic books near as much as I used to, because the movies have been pretty good enough for me to have put my focus there. But like X-Men 1992 or 97, what's the show called? I forget. It's 97, I think. Like that was such good writing in that cartoon.
Yeah, it was good, but simp ass Wolverine, he was fucking simp.
I mean, but that's Wolverine though. That's part of his character.
He always, and I'm glad it reminded me how much of a simp he was. Yeah. Why the Manosphere dudes ain't been calling out Wolverine simp? Why? How is that not a thing? Because he's them.
He's a short guy with beard.
So they identify with Wolverine. They identify with Wolverine.
She don't want me. She want the tall guy.
Yeah.
You can't even see her properly because he got to wear glasses.
Mm-hmm. And they mad at him. They mad at Cyclops.
Yeah.
But so they identify with Wolverine. But what Wolverine? But the irony is that Wolverine is the biggest simp there is because he's still pandering and chasing after and saving, always saving Jean. It ain't Joe's job to save Jean. Wolverine is Scott's job. Scott.
He even saving her
got
kid.
A man.
He became saving Cable.
Wolverine's a simp manosphere. I just gave y'all one. Y'all can ride that, man. Y'all know how. Man, that's powerful.
Let me tell you who's a bigger simp than Wolverine. Thanos.
Man, chill. You're right. You're right.
Oh,
You're right. You're right.
Over death.
You're right, but I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm a fan, so I don't want to hear that.
He simped real hard for death.
Yeah.
Like
super hard.
Real hard.
It's textbook manosphering because when Death, like the whole snap in the comic book was him trying to impress Death just so she would speak to him. And so after being rejected so many times, this nigga wiped out half of creation to get a woman to speak to him. So after that failed and something that like this nigga got so tired of being rejected, he used the Infinity Stone to create a woman to make Death jealous.
That is the biggest simp. Thanos is a simp. We all know Darth Vader. We know Darth Vader was a simp.
God.
Now, wait. Hold on. No. Darth Vader had mommy issues. He wasn't a simp. He had mommy issues.
Both.
But his woman was returning.
He was a simp for Padme, all day.
No. Padme was returning the affection though. Padme loved her. She loved her. Padme was a fool, loving the crazy ass mama's boy.
He did. Yes, this is true. But he turned to the dark side because he thought he
thought he had to say it. Now I will say, I guess the simp logic in that is that she wouldn't have done the same for him. She would not have. Yeah, you're right. Remember when in the movie when his dumb ass was like, "Go back and save her now." Obi-Wan said, "What would she do if it was you down there?" And he said, "She would do her duty." Yeah, he was a simp. Darth Vader was a simp. Darth Vader. God, come on, man. We're shooting down some of my favorite villains, man. I gotta think. Ozymandias wasn't a simp. He wasn't a simp. So I still got him. I'm riding with Ozymandias.
Han simped a little bit.
He ain't one of my favorite.
But he didn't simp enough to call him a simp. It's like he had simp moments.
Yeah. He was.
But he mostly stuck to the game.
A lot of Manospherigans, a lot of y'all favorite.
Takes the cake.
Yeah, Manospherigans, a lot of y'all favorite villains and heroes are simps, just so y'all know. So you can't make this shit up. Anyway, man, that's 2 hours almost, y'all. We finna get off this thing. Nice to get the band back together. Yeah, if we can find a way of doing it around this time slot on a regular basis. That'll be much better than them late night time slots. If not, we just gonna record Fridays. Yeah, we can do something like that. All right, then, y'all, man. I know he should have work. I'm finna take me a nap before I gotta go get my old lady, and then I'm finna enjoy the rest of this damn ugly weather out here down in Louisville. It's not too pretty outside, but I'm finna relax and enjoy it.
Indeed.
All right, y'all.